The night was eerily quiet, except for the faint creaking of the wooden signboard swaying in the cold breeze. Emily Carter, a seasoned real estate agent, stood outside an old Victorian mansion, known as the Blackwood House. It was infamous for its dark history. As Emily stared at the house, a chill ran down her spine. The client had insisted on meeting at midnight to sign the deal. Why midnight? Something about this deal felt off. Emily had been in the business for 10 years, selling properties of all kinds. But this house was different. Locals whispered stories of mysterious disappearances, flickering lights, and strange voices heard in the dead of night. Some said the house was cursed. Emily dismissed the rumors as small-town gossip. After all, no one had actually proven anything. The client, Mr. Harris, was a wealthy businessman desperate to sell the house. He offered Emily a hefty commission to close the deal quickly. "You won't regret this," Harris had said, his voice trembling slightly. At 11:59 p.m., Emily walked up the creaky steps, her heels clicking loudly against the wooden planks. As she reached for the doorbell, the door creaked open on its own. She hesitated but stepped inside. Inside, the air was thick, and the dim chandelier flickered above her. She called out, "Mr. Harris, are you here?" Her voice echoed down the long, empty hallway. No response. Suddenly, she heard a soft whisper, "Leave, now." Emily froze. "Mr. Harris, stop playing games," she shouted, trying to sound confident. The whisper grew louder, turning into a guttural growl. She turned around, but no one was there. Her phone buzzed. It was a text from Mr. Harris. "I'm running late. Be there in 10 minutes." Emily's blood ran cold. If Mr. Harris wasn't here, then who or what was whispering? She decided to wait in the living room. As she sat down, the old grandfather clock struck midnight, and the lights went out. The room plunged into darkness. Emily fumbled for her flashlight. When she turned it on, she saw a shadowy figure standing in the corner of the room. "Who's there?" she demanded, her voice shaking. The figure didn't move. Slowly, it began to approach her. Emily's flashlight flickered, and when the light stabilized, the figure was gone. Panicked, she ran towards the door, but it slammed shut in her face. She banged on it, screaming for help, but the whispers returned, louder than before. "Leave, or suffer." The whispers morphed into a chilling scream, and suddenly, Emily felt icy fingers wrap around her wrist. She turned around, and there it was, a pale, hollow-eyed figure staring right at her. Just as the figure opened its mouth to speak, the door burst open, and Mr. Harris appeared, holding a flashlight. The figure vanished instantly. Emily, trembling and pale, pointed towards the spot where the entity had stood. "There was something," she stammered. Mr. Harris's face turned grave. "I was afraid this might happen," he said. "This house, it doesn't like strangers." Emily stared at him in horror. "Then why sell it?" she demanded. He didn't answer, but instead handed her a key. "If you stay, you'll understand." Without another word, he turned and walked away, leaving Emily alone in the haunted house. As the door creaked shut, Emily realized she wasn't alone. The whispers had returned. What do you think happened to Emily next? Do you think she stayed, or did she leave? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Ghost Story 2.0 for more chilling tales like this. Hit the like button if this story sent shivers down your spine, and share it with someone who loves